how to create an outline image effect such as this in Photoshop. Open an image with a transparent background. Once you've done that, go to Layer and duplicate that layer. Now you could create 5 or 6 layers. I'm just going to create 3 in total. So with that, 3 layers, bottom layer. I want to use it as a smart object itself. So I'm just going to go to Layer, Smart Objects, Convert to Smart Object. The reason being, I'm going to apply a filter effect to it, which I can change later. So Filter, Blur and Gaussian Blur. You can apply any of these other blurs. And that's a great thing about using Smart Objects. You can always change it. I want to go for about 80 odd, so you can see the blur effect around the edge of this image. Click OK. Go to the second one, and then I'm going to go down here to Effects. So click there and down to Stroke. Make certain the stroke is outside, needs to be outside, not inside. Then set the colour. I'm going with black, but it could be anything. You've got gradient, you've got patterns you could use as well. And click OK. Top layer, go up to the blend modes, and I'm going to go with, so you could run through these and try out different ones. I'm going to go with Divide. So with Divide, not as good as the Erase feature in Affinity Photo. Slight leftover effect there. Anyway, with this design, I can now select all those 3 layers. Go to Layer, and again, turn it into a Smart Object. Great thing about Smart Objects is you can create multiple images with a Smart Object, and you can change one, and they all change. Like this, I'm just going to hold down the Alt Option key and duplicate this design. Make sure the Move tool is selected. And you can see you can create all kinds of unique backgrounds. Maybe that, maybe very subtle changes like that, so you get a sort of weird outline effect. Maybe use power transforms. You can create all kinds of 3-dimensional effects using this approach. At this point, I can now change it. I can go back to it. So I think, oh, you know what? I don't like that effect. I can go double click, and in here, I can now go down to this Smart Object, and I can get rid of it. Don't have to have that blur, so I can just deselect it. It's gone. With that selected, that layer selected, I can go to Filter, maybe this time go for Blur and Motion Blur. So instead, I can apply a Motion Blur effect, and you can see the blur there. It's slightly different, obviously, from the Gaussian blur. Click OK. Also, I can go here, select this one, go to the stroke, double click, and instead of having black, I can go for red, say. So just change it. You can see now you've got a red design. Click OK there. And of course, you can tweak this as well if you wish. But what you can do, close it. Takes a few seconds to process, depending obviously how much is outside. But you see it just processing now, and it will update all of those images. And you can now see you've got this motion blur effect applied, and you've got the red edging. Any questions, any comments? Please put them in the comments below. Thank you much.